Hello there, hello there. Welcome to the training. Welcome to the training. If you're just tuning in, make sure you drop your name in the comment section. Let us know where you're coming from, where you are on tonight. If you're catching this on a replay, make sure you hashtag replay. I am super excited about tonight's training. As soon as you come in, let me know if you can hear me by actually giving me a thumbs up or give me a heart or something. I'm gonna give it a few minutes to allow a few people to get on board. Again, welcome to this evening's training. I'm super excited. Of course, we're going over a competitive edge and have one key tool to go through and actually give you a competitive edge. If you can hear me, I see we have a couple people that just came on board. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up or drop your name in the comment section. So just let me know if you can hear me. I see we have a few more people that's coming in. Welcome on tonight. And I promise you at the end of tonight, you will look just like this baby. You probably won't have his red hair, but you will look like, oh my gosh, what just happened? You'll be able to go through and look at your business in in a different light as well. So again, welcome. I'm going to go through and respect your time as well. I know we're going to go through and get started at 9:30. Hey, Tika, how's it going? Hey, Chris or either LaShonda, how's it going on this evening? I know we're going to have a few more people that's going to be joining us, but I believe in getting in and getting started. So I just want to go ahead and get started. And again, tonight, you're gonna, it's a fair warning. This is a fair warning. By the end of tonight's training, you will feel exactly like how this baby looked, like eyes wide open, like what in the world? So, again, let us know where you're from as well. I know LaShonda and Chris, they're from Milledgeville. Tika, I know you're somewhere in Georgia, but let us know where you're chiming in from as well. But we're going to go ahead and get started. And again, for those that are relatively new to the Now Entrepreneur Facebook community, this is a mastermind community only for entrepreneurs and local business owners. That's where my passion lies. That's what I love to do. I love to go through and help assist local business owners and entrepreneurs on their journey. My background, definitely military a little bit, worked in the healthcare field. I currently have a marketing and advertising agency that I go through and utilize some of my skill sets to go through and help out local businesses as well. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and go through my little pointer right here. Let's go through. Got my screen going. Perfect. Come on. All right. So we're continuing on our training, how to create a roadmap to your success. And tonight we're going to be talking about you have to have a competitive edge on the competition. It starts with exactly knowing who your customer is. How many of you can truly say that you know exactly who your customer is? I mean, down to the T. The demographics, you know where they live, you know how much money they make, you know where they spend their money, you know what churches they go to, or what's mosque or whatever. How many of you can raise your hand right now and say that I know exactly who my customer is? I know exactly who my client is. And for that, it's a rhetorical question, but so many local business owners that have not done their due diligence, have not done the research to go through and identify who their target customer is. And that's what we're going to go through and talk about on tonight. So you start your business success starts here. It starts with market research and a competitive analysis. So most times when we're talking about market research, we're trying to go through and search out and find your ideal customers. You want to go through and find those people that are willing to go through and spend their hard-earned money to go through and support your business, to go through and support your dream, or to give a donation if you're in a nonprofit space as well. So market research helps you find customers for your business. And when I say market research, this is something that you would relatively do before you go through and actually start a business. I know most of you may be already in the business. Most of you may already have your own business, but it's still never too late to go through and start your market research. So you use market research to find customers. And typically, again, this is in the beginning stage. So market research blends customer behavior and economic trends to go through and confirm and improve your business idea. Because so many times in life and in business, we assume that we have a great product or a great service, and we assume that the community, that our customers will be running and flocking through the doors to get it. But market research confirms your assumptions. It will either confirm it or it will disprove your assumptions as well. And it's critical to understand your customer base from the onset. So that means before you get started, you do your market research. Market research lets you reduce risk while your business is still just a gleam in your eye. And again, that's why it's so important to go through and do market research before. So when I talk about market research, we're talking about gathering demographic information to better understand opportunities and limitations for gaining customers. It's all about gaining customers. No one goes in business just because they're passionate about the business and we hope that customers will come and support. That's a hobby right there. We go in business we go in business to go through and get customers, but doing our research allows us to identify those customers as well. And this includes the population, the data, population data, age, wealth, family interest, and anything else that's relevant to your business as well. So many of you may have gotten my my customer research handout, and if you don't have it, check in the file section within our Facebook community. But this allows you to go through and do your research, your demographics on your particular customer, because you should know everything about your customer. How many of you all believe that Chick-fil-A knows everything about their ideal customer? How many of you all believe that Lowe's knows everything about their ideal customer? But we cannot say that for our local businesses. A lot of times our local businesses, we start our businesses with a passion. We start from a place of passion, but we never get a chance to go through and do our due diligence. But on this evening, we're going to go through and actually stimulate your mind so that you can go through and sit down and think like, okay, I really need to know my customer. I need to know my customers in and out. So you'll be able to go through and fill this out. And of course, if for some reason you would like a copy list and you cannot find a copy in the file, just drop your name inside the comment area and I'll make sure I get a copy to you as well. Okay, so these are the top 6 questions to get a good sense of your market. So first of all, it's based on demand. Is there a desire for your product or service? I know so many times people start a business because they fall in love with that product or service, but is there truly a demand? Is there truly a demand for another wing shop? Is there truly a demand for another hair shop? Is there truly a demand for another healthcare agency? Is there truly a demand for your products or your service? This is what you're going to go through and find out in your due diligence. This is what you're going to find out in your customer research. And I'm going to give you a few tools on how to go through and actually do that research. But this is you have to understand and see if there's a demand, because it's almost like going to Greenland, where it's actually ice in Greenland, and actually trying to sell ice. It's like trying to sell ice to an Eskimo. You have to go through and see if there's a demand for your services or your product before you go through and get started. So just like that, I took this from actually, for those that don't know, I have a healthcare agency, and anytime we expand through a different service or to go through and expand to a different location, we go through and do our demographics. We go through and actually look at the market research to go through and say, okay, well, hey, is there truly a need in this specific area that we're trying to expand to? So many times people just say, you know what, hey, I have a business idea and I just want to go and get started and I'm going to just do it and I'm going to do it here. Not knowing that, hey, your location, I'm getting ahead of myself now, but not knowing that if you do not do your due diligence, you may just be wasting money. So for our healthcare company, we actually bill Medicaid for a lot of our services, but this is just some of the demographics. I had to go through and take a little screenshot of some of the research that I had in the past as well. But knowing who our audience is, knowing how much revenue is out there to be had, knowing what's the population size for different counties that we currently service as well. This is how you truly go through and actually do your research to find out if there's a demand for your service. If that's making sense, give me a few hearts as well as I sip a little cup of water. All right, so market size. Market size, how many people would be interested in your offer? It's great that you're interested. It's great that you can make a fabulous cake. It's great that you can go through and actually wash the best cars. It's great that you can go through and actually have the best services. But are people really interested in your offer? It's like that's one thing that you have to go through and actually slow down enough to speed up. You have to go through and think about it. And actually you have to go through and do your research to go through and poll people to see if they're truly interested in your offer. Because this the worst thing to do is to go through and invest all of your hard-earned money in something that you cannot get back, invest all your hard-earned time or all your time into something that no one wants or no one may be interested in. So it's very important that you go through and actually determine that market size. Go through and do your research. And again, I have some tools that I'm going to share with you later on as well. Economic indicators. What is the income range and employment rate? So when it comes to income range, let's say if you have a high-end product, or let's say if for some reason, let's say if you have a high-end product, let's say if you have a restaurant, and let's say if your plate's about $50 per plate. You have to know your demographic. You have to know your location. You have to know the economic impact within a certain area to go through and determine, is this the right restaurant to bring to this location? Is this the right entree to place on the menu to bring to this location. So you have to really know the economic range within your communities or within your service areas so that you can go through and make sure that you do not overspend or overly invest in a business that may not be successful and to your like as well. Likewise, employment rate. That's going to be very important, especially as local business owners like we are. It's so important to understand the employment rate. I know in certain areas, let's say if for some reason you need a lot of tech savvy individuals, you're going to want to go through and gravitate your business towards an area that has a market of individuals that are tech savvy. You're going to go through and actually look at employment rate. Are more people blue collars? Are they working more so at factories and they're making $15 to $20 an hour? So if you come in with a restaurant and you're paying $9 or $10 per hour, you may not get a really good pool of individuals. So you have to go through and actually look at the economic impact for those particular areas. And of course, you can go through and you can use that for your advantage as well, because you may be the one that gives a competitive advantage. I'm going to talk about that in a few seconds as well. Location, 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 location. Where do your customers live, and where can your business where can your business reach? It's so important when it comes to location about your business. So my thing is, and I'm gonna go a couple slides ahead, and I'm gonna come back. Just like Papa John's have a certain service locations. I live in Kennesaw, Georgia. So I know that we have a Papa John's that maybe serve a 3 to 5 mile radius of where I live. But I know across a certain line, they have another Papa John's that actually service another area as well. So you have to realize as a business owner, what areas are you really covering? Are you in the online space? Are you in a local area? Are you servicing just a community? Are you servicing just a niche in the community? Are you servicing the whole city? You have to understand what's your location. And so with that being said, you may have to go through and position your business to be in a highly trafficked location so that you can go through and gain business as well. So location is going to be very key, and you can do that research. Sometimes I've actually had a member in the past. What they did was they actually went and got in their car and sat on not sat on a busy street, but sat in a parking area on a busy street, and they actually counted how many cars were coming by within a certain period of time to go through and determine, okay, well, this is the foot traffic, and you can get some online tools to do that as well. This is the foot traffic. This is the vehicle traffic, so that they're doing their research. So sometimes you may have to go through and actually just be very creative when it comes to doing your research. So you may not have all the tools and stuff at your disposal, but you can go through and do things to go through and actually determine as well. So you want to go through and see where does your customers live and how you can go through and reach them. Are you going to reach them via walking distance, like billboards, etc.? This is going to determine your marketing as well. Go through and move forward. Market saturation. How many similar options are available to your customers? So no one wants to go in business and be another me too. No one wants to go through and say, well, hey, I have one of those too. You want to have a uniqueness about yourself when it comes to your business. You do not want to go in a saturated market and just have people have too many options to go through and say, well, hey, I can get this from over here. It doesn't really make a difference. So you want to go through and see how many similar options are there available to your consumers. And then if for some reason you have the same similar product, you have to go through and find some way to stand out. You have to go through and find some way to stand out as a business owner. It's something about your uniqueness. And when it comes to certain things can be duplicated. Anybody can make a fried chicken sandwich. Anybody can make a salad. Anybody can wash your car. But what's going to make people come to you? Is it the personality? Is it the customer service? Is it the brand? Is it the professionalism? What's going to go through and allow people to go through and actually come and actually do business with you? So again, when it comes to market saturation, you have to go through and do your research, see how many similar options are there available for your consumers. And then once you do that, find a way to exploit it in a good way so that you can go through and actually identify your particular customers in that saturated market. It's almost like this. I was at a men's conference a few weeks ago, and one of the pastors there said, in Macon, Georgia, there's a church on every corner. So my thing is, you don't want to be that me too. Okay, well, I can go to this church or that church or this church or that church. You don't want to be the individual just say just me too. You want to go through and find something that's unique about you. If it's a church, do you have an outstanding youth ministry? Do you have an outstanding women's ministry? Do y'all actually start church on time and end on time? Do you do things on Friday nights for the singles? So you have to find something that's going to be unique when it comes to your business. You never want to go through and just have a Me Too type business where anyone can go through and actually get the same product or service that you have as well. It has to be something about you. And I see Lakeisha Clark actually put in, the experience cannot be duplicated. You have to go through and create an experience versus what's expected. And one of our group members, Robin Ware, actually coined that term, creating an experience versus what's expected. That's what you have to go through and do when it comes to actually having your business go through and stand out as well. Pricing. What do your potential customers pay for these alternatives? When it comes to doing your market research, you can't go in. Let's say if I'm opening up a just for lack of creativity, another wing shop. I can't go in actually selling my wings for $25 for a 6-piece wing, because the market may not bear it in a certain area. Or on the vice versa, I may be able to do that because in a certain area, the market may bear it as well. So you have to go through and actually price accordingly. You have to know your location, your demographics, the people that you're servicing, what time of day. It's a lot of things that comes through when it comes to research, when it comes to customer research. You have to go through and know it so that you can price accordingly. And I have a little sheet to kind of show you how to go through and price. Of course, if as a small business owner, take in consideration your material, take in consideration your labor, take in consideration other expenses, your monthly expenses, and also add profit to go through and actually get the cost of your product. So many times small businesses, they try to compete on prices. They try to go through and be the lowest or the cheapest product or cheapest service. You will not win in business if you're just the cheapest. If that's your competitive advantage, if you're just the cheapest, you will not win in business. That's what Dollar Tree is made for. But my thing is, if you have a premium product, if you have a premium service, do not be afraid to go through and actually price accordingly. Because remember, during the research phase, you're going to go through and find the customers that will be your customers, and you're going to find people that will not be your customers. And you only want to go through and market to individuals that will be your customers as well. If that makes sense, give me a few thumbs up, give me a few hearts as well. But I want you to understand, through market research, you're going to eliminate. This is the separation part right here, where you're going to find your customers, your ideal customers, and you're going to eliminate those ones that are not. Because the ones that are your customers, you're going to go through and invest your marketing dollars. And we're going to talk about that a little later. Invest your marketing dollars to attract those individuals to come and provide service, to come and do business with your company as well. Let me see if there's any comments, any questions. Shayla said the luxury wings. Yeah, $25 for some wings. I'm talking about that. So let's actually think about this. So when I'm talking about marketing dollars, and I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, but McDonald's know their numbers. So as business owners, through market research, this is where your marketing research goes. It goes to go through and try to attract new customers. So let's look at McDonald's for an example. This is not something that I created. This is something that I took from one of my mentors online, is Russell Brunson. But he actually wrote this out. He said McDonald's, they were willing to spend $1.91 in ads to go through and get someone through their drive-through. Remember, say $1.91 when you see that da-da-da-da-da, when you see that little commercial or you hear that little jingle on the radio or on television, they're spending $1.91 to get a person to come to that drive-through. And of course, the hamburger will cost about $2.09, so that only leaves them an 18-cent profit. They know their numbers. Small business owners, local business owners, we must know our numbers. We must know our margins. We must know it, because if not, we can overspend to go through and get a customer, and we will not recoup that within profits. So again, McDonald's wouldn't spend $1.91 for an ad to go through and get someone to buy a $2.09 burger to only give them an 18-cent profit. But guess what? When you go to McDonald's, you always want to go through and get that fry and that drink, and that's going to be about $2. So now it costs them, which costs them about 10 cents to make. So the drink only costs about a few cents. And if you're in the restaurant industry, you know about the margins when it comes to drinks. Fries don't cost anything. So now they have a $1.90 profit. They have a $1.90 profit. So now they're able to go through and 10x their profit. And of course, no one goes to McDonald's alone, because now we have our children, we have our next door neighbor's children, we have our wife, we have our sons, our daughters, our fathers, if you're a wife, you have a husband. And no one goes along. So now McDonald's spent that $1.91. They got their money back. And guess what else? you're buying other things for other people in the car as well. So no one goes along. So guess what? They're going to buy that Happy Meal. They're going to buy that #1 combo, or they're going to buy that espresso, whatever McDonald's have nowadays. So McDonald's, they know their numbers. They know the formula. They're willing to go through and spend a little money to go through and get you to the door so that you can go through and spend more money, and so they can go through and become even more profitable. That's why they have over 99 billion people serviced. That's why they're huge right now. And of course, every giant can go through and be taken down. So you may be the next person to actually open up your next burger joint or whatever. You may be able to take them down. But this is what we have to do as local business owners. And this is speaking specifically to local business owners. We must know our numbers, because without knowing our numbers, if you don't do your market research, you would never know your numbers. But without knowing our numbers, we would have our profits will go up and down and up and down. If that makes sense, let me know. Let me know. You'll also want to keep up with the latest small business trends. And I talked about this in our last training as well. It's important to gain a sense of specific market share, and that will impact your profit. So go through and utilize the tools that are available. Google Trends. Google Trends is not used by a lot of people. I mean, like, oh my gosh, it's not used by a lot of people. Go through and use Google Trends. Go through and put in your competition name. Go through and put in your industry. Go through and put in your local community, so you can see what's going on, what's trending on Google when it comes to your competition. Over the past week, maybe a week and a half, I use Google Trends. And I actually found out something that's going to be coming through the pipeline for our healthcare business in 2019. And I'm super excited, because that's going to give us a competitive edge over our competition. And I'm not going to let the cat out the bag just yet. But my thing is, it's because I'm constantly doing research in my businesses, so that I can continue to position it in a place where I can have the competitive edge on my competition. Because, hey, we're in business. Like, business is not a pretty thing. Business is not just a kumbaya. Everybody's coming together. Business, I look at business when I look at when I was in the military, guerrilla style warfare. My thing is, I want each entrepreneur to go through and fight for their business, because I'm going to fight for my business. I'm going to go through and make sure that I stay up late. I make sure I do my research, make sure I invest in my businesses as well. Because I want to win in business. And if that other person does not want to win as much as I want to win, guess what? They're going to be taken out. So it's very important for you to have that same mentality. That mentality said, you know what, regardless of what it looks like, I'm going all in my business. I'm going to go through and make sure that my business strive. I'm going to make sure my business survive. I'm going to make sure that my business stand the test of time, so that I can be proud of the works that I put in as well. Because the one thing you don't want to do is waste your time. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're not serious about your business, if you're just trying it out, you're wasting your time. You have to be completely sold out in your business for it to truly succeed. For you to go through and weather the lows and the highs, you have to be completely sold out in your business as well. And that's just me going on a little rant, but let me get back on the market research side as well. So when it comes to doing market research, you can use existing sources. You can go through and do research on yourself, or you can go direct to the consumer. So sometimes, like, I've had individuals where sometimes I would go through and post stuff on Facebook, or I would go through and email individuals different surveys through SurveyMonkey, or I would go through and actually inbox people different surveys, so that I can go through and figure out what do my customers want. So you have to go through and actually do that as well. And the SBA has many different tools as well. And I'm going to drop a couple tools in the end as well. But the SBA actually have many different tools that you can go through and actually use to go through and do your research. Asking consumers yourself can give you a nuance when it comes to understanding a specific target audience. So my thing is, don't be afraid to ask a consumer. And don't be afraid. I know so many times local business owners, we get kind of butthurt when it comes to actually, we get so proud of our product. And I'm going to raise both of my hands on this. When I put some good work out there, I really want people to go through and actually say, you know what, man, that's really good. My wife, she's very transparent. She tells the truth. She knows me better than anybody else. She knows my ups and my downs, my flaws, and everything like that. And she do not go through and bite her tongue. She will let me know. And if I ever want the truth, I know that she'll definitely give me the truth on stuff like that. And you need people like that in your corner. You don't need somebody to go out there and actually say that, hey, you make a very good cake. Side note, I got to give y'all this scenario right here. I went to a person's house. I'm not going to tell what relation it is, but I went to a person's house maybe a few weeks ago, and this person was so excited about actually her cookies. She was so excited about her cookies. She said, you know what, I'm thinking about opening me a bakery. And I was like, oh, my Lord, here we go again. Here we go to another bakery. So she said she was so excited. She said, Ferris, taste my cookies. And I was like, first of all, I don't eat everybody's food. If I'm gonna take some cookies, I'm going to Hope's Creation Bakery, and I'm gonna get some really good baked goods from there. I know that they can do it. But she was like, taste my cookie. And so I tasted this peanut butter cookie that she made. And I was like, oh my goodness, this right here ain't hitting on nothing. And I was trying to go through and be pleasant. And I'm like, Lord Jesus, why in the world am I eating this cookie? But you need somebody. And I was like, that may not be your thing right there. Like, she said she can cook, so hopefully she can bake some food or whatever. But baking baked goods was not her thing. So my thing is, hey, if for some reason you don't have someone that's going to be the realest in your corner, I promise you through customer research, if you truly do it right, you will find out the answers before you go through and invest so much time, money, energy, and effort into your business. So be willing to go through and realize that, hey, your ish may stink. It actually may not be as good as you think it may be. But my thing is, be willing to go through and conform to your research as well, especially when it comes to investing your money, especially when it comes to investing your money as well. All right, so direct research can be very time consuming, very expensive. So we understand that, but you have to go through. You have to get answers to your questions. You have to go through and get reactions to your constituents, so the community that you're going to be trying to serve as well. So it's very important that you go through and get the research done as well. Okay, here are a few methods how to go through and do some direct research. Surveys. Develop a 5-question survey. Go through and do a blind taste testing. Go through and do something like go through and survey individuals. I don't care if you have just a pool of individuals. So 10 people. Hey, check out this survey. Give me some feedback. How does this logo look? Does this make sense to you? And get people from different demographics. And of course, if you know that you're trying to market to the millennials, get a variety of millennials. If you're trying to market to all different age groups, get a variety of people that will go through a variety of ethnicities, cultural backgrounds, whatever it is, but go through and do your research, do surveys, do questionnaires, do focus groups. Many people don't do focus groups a lot. A lot of times when I'm posting stuff on Facebook, you all may not know, but you're participating in my research because I believe in developing products that people want. I don't want to go through just to develop products that I like and that I feel so passionate about. I want my passion plus what people want, because that's how I can go through and sell different products and services as well. So utilize focus group. Get an in-depth interviews. Do not be afraid to go through and talk to individuals. I was working with a group of realtors, actually my brother's realty firm, and oh my gosh, these ladies and gentlemen are freaking phenomenal. We were going over some different marketing methods, and we were talking about the interviews as well. Oh my gosh, people are not utilizing that as much. People want to be interviewed. People want to communicate. These are people that's going to help you on your journey, but you have to open your mouth. You have to go through and actually go after them, and they will be your number one supporters once you do it right, especially when it comes to building a relationship with individuals as well. So that's more so your research, your customer research. So your customer research is going to go through and take the next leg up. Is going to be a competitive analysis, because this is what's going to help you be. This is going to help you be unique in business. So no one again wants just a me too. So use competitive analysis to find an advantage in your market. So let's go through and talk about that. A competitive analysis helps you learn from businesses competing for your potential customers. So this is the key to define a competitive edge when it comes to creating substantial revenue. So we all go in business to make money. Don't let nobody fool you when it's talking about I'm just going to business because I love people or because God called me to go in business or that I'm just so passionate. No, we go in business to make money. We go in business to serve communities, but we also go in business because we know that it's a lucrative way to go through and actually have our dreams realized as well. And the byproduct of you making money, you have to make money so that you can go through and service your communities as well. So when it comes to this right here, we're going to go through and talk about ways to go through and actually get a competitive advantage as well. So we're going to talk about market share. When it comes to giving an analysis, a competitive analysis, you want to go through and look at the market share. So go through and look at your competition. Again, you don't want to go into a saturated area. You don't want you want to be that unicorn that walks in and everybody wants. You want to be that unique thing that people want. I remember when my brothers first started our home care agency, Prime Care Home Care Services. We asked, and I'm definitely going ahead of slides. But one thing that made us unique was everyone else that was in the healthcare field, they were nurses. They were just kind of middle-aged women that were nurses and stale, but we brought a sense of youth. We brought a sense of vitality. We brought twins to the business. We brought something that was unique. We brought fun back to home care. And so that's one thing that you have to do when you're going through looking at your market share. We knew that when we first started that, we knew that our competition had the majority of the market share. But there was one thing that we knew that they didn't have. They didn't have the personalities that we had. They didn't have the drive that we had to go through and actually build our business as well. So you're gonna have to go through and do research to see who has the market share. And do not be afraid to be David against Goliath. Do not be afraid to go through and say, you know what? Hey, you may have market share right now. Right now you have market share, but guess what? I'm coming for that throne. I'm coming for you will be dethroned because I feel like I can go through and service the customers at a higher level. I feel like they should have a higher quality of service. I feel like that I'm the best product or service that I can go that customers deserve. And you should feel like that about your business. This is not to go through and boast or brag. This is to go through and give you confidence in your business. If you don't go through and speak highly of your business, if you don't go through and feel like you're the best in your business, then who will go through and speak for you? You're like definitely not your competitors. They want to go through and see you go down. So you have to go through and have the confidence and reassurance that you can go through and do that as well. Go through and identify strengths and weaknesses. I talked about this in one of our first lessons when we were talking about building our one-page business plan. But you have to go through and actually identify when it comes to your competition as well, identify their strengths and identify their weaknesses. Identify their strengths, meaning you like some businesses, they network hard. They're in with the Chamber of Commerce, they're in with the who's who. So if you go in and you try to go through it and circumvent this way, they already have the network or the relationships down. So you have to go through and identify their strengths, but also look at their weaknesses as well. In every business, every person, everyone has a weakness somewhere. But you have to go through and do your due diligence and find that weakness and then go through and circumvent that right there. Find some way to get in there. Just like how David and Goliath, I'm use that same scenario. You remember Goliath, he didn't wear a head shield or nothing like that. And David realized that, oh my gosh, if I can get this smooth stone and I can hit him right there on that head, I can go through and take him out. So you have to go through and find the weaknesses in the area. Let's say if David would have threw it at his leg or threw it at his bicep or his tricep, he probably wouldn't have took Goliath out. But David did his research. David saw a spot that he could go through and take out this giant, and he went for it. And you have to go through and do that. And when you do it, you have to execute on point. You can no longer go through and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna keep on trying," because once competition know that you're coming, and that I got to do a lesson on guerrilla marketing. But once competition know that you're coming, that means their eyes are coming for you. So you have to be very surgical when it comes to going through and making sure you execute these things. And for those that may be interested in actually having me assist you all, definitely inbox me. I can go through and assist. It's going to cost you some money, though, but I can go through and assist you with actually getting some of this actually going as well. But your window of opportunity to enter the market. I always tell people it's sometimes the left hand doesn't have to know what the right hand knows. You have to go through. You have to realize that this is the opportunity to enter the market. Like, it's a reason why that each and every one of you all joined the Now Entrepreneur Facebook community. And this is a group just for entrepreneurs and local business owners. But it's the reason why you all joined this. And it's the reason why opportunities come. You have to go through and take advantage of the opportunity to enter certain markets. So don't go through and look at, oh my Lord, it costs so much, or oh my gosh, I don't have time, or oh my gosh, I'm working a 9 to 5, or oh my, all the excuses. You have to go in and take opportunity, because sometimes your competition, they may get tired. They've been in business for 20 years. They've been doing the same old, and they just like, I'm just resting on my laurels. I'm just going to go through and make this thing happen. But that's when you come in and exploit the opportunity. That's when you come in and use that window of opportunity and say, you know what? Hey, they're getting bad reviews on Google. Let me come in and give excellent customer service. Or, hey, their food is very inconsistent. Let me come in and give consistent food. Or, hey, their products are very cheaply made. Let me go through and give quality products. You have to know and identify windows or opportunities to go through and enter the market. Because once you enter it in, you have to continue to push forward on that. If that makes sense, let me know by giving me a few hearts and thumbs up as well. All right. Give me a little sip of water. That's anytime I ask for hearts and thumbs up, I'm always like, let me get a little water. Okay, and we're tied it on up now. Okay, the importance of actually a target market to your competitors. You have to know your competition's target market. When it comes to doing your research, you should be able to know. I'm going to give you an exercise. I want you on tomorrow, if you live in an area that has a Chick-fil-A, do me a favor. Go into Chick-fil-A and go inside and look on the wall. Look on the wall. Look on the murals that they put up in Chick-fil-A. Look at the pictures they have in Chick-fil-A, and then look at the type of the type of people that they serve. Look at the type of people that they employ. Look at the professionalism. Look at everything. Look at the demographics. Look at the colors. Look at everything. And then I promise you, it will be almost 98%. Almost the same things on the wall. You're going to see the same thing behind the same people behind the counter. So you have to know the type of people that you're attracting. You have to know the importance of knowing your competition, because again, you can utilize that as your competitive advantage. I know at one of our restaurants, Salads to Go, that I'm partnered with, that's one thing that we utilize the philosophy. I worked at Chick-fil-A as a general manager at Chick-fil-A and really enjoyed my experience there. But I was able to go through and look at the same thing that Chick-fil-A did and say, you know what, let's go through and implement the same thing over here at this particular restaurant. And guess what? We have raving reviews when it comes to customer service. Again, success leaves clues. It's a blueprint out there. You don't have to go through and continuously recreate blueprints. You just go through and implement the same blueprint. So when it comes to actually knowing your competitors and knowing their target market, you can go after the same target market as well. You just have to know how to go through and circumvent and enter in that competitive space as well. Any barriers that may hinder you as you enter the target market, I want you to go through. I'm sorry, I went over that. So you have to go through and think about any barriers that may hinder you when it comes to entering the target market. Like you have to go through and think about your competition. Oh my gosh, are they just connected within the community? Are they loved by everybody? Or is it one person that's actually running the ship? You have to go through and really do your due diligence. I mean, like, business is real. Business is real. And if you do not take an approach of almost life or death to business, again, I think you're just playing around with it. And I just don't think that those business owners that kind of play around with things, I don't think they win in life. I really don't think they win in life, because it's too easy to go through and give up during hard times. So you have to go through and think about any barriers that may hinder you into the market and go through and actually jump over those barriers as well. Let's talk about the indirect or secondary competitors. So let's talk about indirect competitors. So an indirect competitor, let's say if you own a grocery store, and an indirect competitor would be Walmart, because guess what? Walmart has a grocery store and they have a holistic store or a market that serves other things as well. You have to think about your secondary. So let's say if for some reason, like for my healthcare company, one of my indirect competitors for my healthcare company is what? Is a company that sells durable medical equipment, or a hospice company, or a home health that does rehabilitative. You have to know this. Let me pause right here. You have to know your business. You have to know everything about your business when it comes to actually you being a subject matter expert. You should know your indirect competitors. You should know your secondary competitors. You have to know everything about your business so that you can go through and execute when it's time. So you know who to bring in as an ally and who to go through and keep as an enemy or a competition, quote unquote competition. But you have to go through and actually know that as well. So know your indirect and your secondary competitors as well. These are different tools that you'll be able to go through and use. And I'm about to go to wrap this up as well. Who keeps giving me these mad faces? I'm coming for you. Whoever finger keeps slipping. I don't know who it is. I'm gonna look when I get off this thing. And I'm gonna come for you. I'm just kidding. But these are different tools. This is a tool that I pulled from the SBA. When it comes to actually, these are different tools that you can go through and do your market research. Size up tools to help business owners discover how their business stacks up against competitors in a local area, in a city, etc. So you can create benchmarks. Again, they used to go through and create benchmarks against existing business. So how do your business stack up against other businesses that are servicing the same individuals, the same service, the same products in an area? You can go through and map out your competitors, go through and see where they're actually located. You can go through and look and see where the customers are coming from or where the suppliers are coming from. These are great tools that you can have. And also you can find different places to advertise, because, hey, there's no just one right or wrong way to go through and advertise as well. But go through and check out this tool. I think I put a URL right here. Catch it on the replay. You can go through and put that in as well. So in closing, Market research helps you find customers for your business. Competitive analysis helps you make your business unique. And once you combine both of them together, that's when you have the competitive advantage for your small business. So it's so important for you to go through and have a strong competitive advantage when it comes to you actually having your small business thrive in 2018, 2019, and in the future to come as well. So if this made sense to you all, I want you all just to let me know by giving me a few thumbs up. And also, I'm going to be actually going through, if you have any questions right now, drop them in the comment section as well, because this is the competitive edge. The competitive edge is not you running fast. The competitive edge is you slowing down enough to do your research. The competitive edge is slowing down enough to go through your analysis so that you can gain that competitive advantage. All right, let me go through and slow it down a little bit and go through and look at these comments. I know we have quite a few people that were in and out. Perfect. Shante said focus group. Good. Tika, I'm looking at yours right now. So focus group, like Tika says, Lakeisha, we the people want to have a focus group with your food. Keisha can cook. You ain't lying. I want to be in Keisha's focus group when it comes to her food as well. Shayla, oh, that's my homie. Welcome, Shayla. Welcome. You did a great live today. Monopolizing weaknesses, guys. You have to be ruthless when it comes to business. You can't go in just kind of jelly back like I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna get mine and they're gonna get theirs. No, I want it all. And they better want it all too. And that's how we can coexist, because if two kings of the jungle come together, hey, we can both be kings. We can have our separate kingdoms, but that's fine. But you better want it, because if not, I'm going to dethrone you and I'm going to go through and actually be the king of your domain as well. You have to go through and have that ruthless mentality. And you could be a gentle giant. I mean, like Bill Gates is a gentle giant. He may not give the appearance of, oh my gosh, he's this type of person, but you don't become a billionaire just overnight. You don't become where you don't get to where he is just by saying, you know what, I just want to sell a computer. No, you go to Best Buy if you want to sell a computer, but if you want to take over, that's when you go through and step into those big shoes as well. Let me go through and continue to look now. I'm not concerned about doing well. I'm concerned about, that's what I'm talking about, Lakeisha. That's what I'm talking about. Shonda, I'm so happy you invited me to this group. It's very beneficial. Shonda, I'm so proud of you all. I mean, and I want you all throughout the week as well. I'm going to be introducing different businesses. I want you all to kind of give a shout out of your different business. I'm going to put out a thread maybe later on this evening or tomorrow, and I want you to go through and give a shout out of your business, if you have a URL or a link, because I want us to continue to support each other in our business endeavors as well, because this is the community that's going to go through and change. Because it's not like I know everything when it comes to business. So that's why I've invited each and every one of you all to the table as well, because I'm learning from each and every one of you. And I feel like if I can continue to be a student of the business, a student of entrepreneurship, that I can go through and continue to go through and actually educate and help others out as well. And I want you all to go through and invite other entrepreneurs, only serious entrepreneurs. I want you all to invite other entrepreneurs to this community as well, because this is knowledge that they will need as well. This is knowledge that they can go through and implement within their business as well. And I want you all just to continue to invite them. And of course, only serious. I'm not looking for people that's just going to sit around and not do anything. I want people that are serious about starting their business, growing their business, and taking over their market as well. All right. Any other questions? Tika, appreciate you, young ladies. Shante, appreciate you as well. Rebranding and I'm looking for it, Shante, rebranding and relaunch. So, and we're gonna go through and support Shante when she goes through and rebrand and launch her business as well. She's relaunching it on 420. Let's go through and get behind these local business owners as well, and let's push them through. Guys, giants, we're taking giants out. No longer will we be. No longer will we be under the reign of these giant corporations that just saying, you know what, hey, I can control them. No. It's some Davids out there right now. We're coming in and we're going to be taking over. So guys and ladies, guys and gals, get your 3 stones ready. Start reading like never before. Go through and exercise that sling, because when it's time to go to war in business, I want you guys prepared. I want you guys to go out there and take over your domain, your kingdom, your appointed time as well. So with that being said, I really appreciate you all. Again, go through and comment, and I'll be chatting with y'all on the next go round. All right. And remember, go through and look at these videos. I will be taking down these videos. I think I have 2 more videos that I will be doing. And then I'm going to take it down. And guess what? This will be packaged to sell. I'm not just doing this just for giggles. I'm trying to control my tongue, but I'm just not doing this just to be doing it. I'm doing this for a reason, because these are some of the packages that I'm going to go through and actually sell. I'm going to sell these training videos because this is great, valuable information as well. So make sure you go in, watch it, rewatch it, write down, take down notes, because eventually it's going to be going off. It's going to be coming offline, and I'm going to put other trainings up as well. So with that being said, I really appreciate it. Again, go through and actually invite other people, invite at least 3 people tonight to our Now Entrepreneur Facebook community so they can get this information, so they can start growing their business. I love you guys so much. Thank you all so much for everything that you all are doing to support local businesses and to provide jobs within our community as well. I'll be chatting with y'all really soon. Take care. Have a wonderful evening.